Storms, we believe confidence isn't just how you look, it's how you feel. From subtle, natural aesthetics to personalized wellness care, everything we do is intentional. This is beauty with purpose. At Vibe Men's Health, we take that same approach. We focus on what matters most: strength, energy, and performance. Built on real data, real medicine, and real results, we're here to help you look better, feel stronger, and live fully. Come vibe with us.
Mississippi's trusted weather experts. This is Mississippi Live Weather at 10.
Well, good evening and welcome to Mississippi Live Weather at 10. This is the third time y'all have had to see me today, which is usual for your weekend. That means we have not had to do any live cut-ins because we have not seen the storms just reach that severe limit. That has been an excellent thing. I've missed you guys all throughout the evening, but excited that this is only the third time y'all have had to see me tonight. Let's take a look at your headlines. Storms are moving out tonight, and in fact, most of them continue to do so. We're still hearing a few rumbles of thunder, but we're also getting ready for some more tomorrow. Heavy downpours bright and early as another line and batch of showers and storms will move through the early kind of dawn hours as we go about our Sunday. But on the positive, we're talking about all these storms. Below average temperatures are in store. Few of us already are getting to experience them this evening. It has been fantastic so far. But let's take a look at the first 12. We're still talking about these stormy conditions. They're going to continue throughout the evening overnight period as we're still hearing a few rumbles of thunder, even by 11 o'clock hour, upper 70s, continuing to cool off towards the mid 70s for our overnight lows. A few of us reaching the low 70s. That's, of course, for you guys further up north, but still talking about maybe a few rumbles of thunder as we are waking up tomorrow morning and could get woken up a little bit too early with just some of those storms. And then we're back towards the upper 70s by 8 o'clock, low 80s by 11. And before we make the transition here, I do want to show y'all some pictures that you guys have sent in using the Mississippi Live Weather app. And thankfully, I'm just showing y'all a whole bunch of cloud pictures. We have not had any damage, at least reported through the app. That continues to be a good thing. So always excited that I can just show off some cool clouds. So you can see that horizon out in the distance of some of those rising clouds. This is another one of just kind of the difference. This is pretty much what most of us experienced today until this evening, just a sunny and honestly toasty Saturday before this line of showers and storms, kind of darker clouds started to move on in, bringing that heavy rainfall, but also some rumbles of thunder. You can also see some more out here as you can kind of see kind of them protrude just a little bit, continue to dig further into North Mississippi. And one of my favorite ones I saved for last. I mean, take a look at those clouds just continuing to push across North Mississippi, forcing that warmer air up, that colder, denser air kind of more protruding out there with the storm. So fantastic shots that you guys have sent in using the Mississippi Live Weather app. Make sure to continue to send them in. We love broadcasting them and, of course, posting them as these storms make their way through. But let's make the transition here as we continue talking about the storm coverage. I'll make sure to check the comments behind the scenes to make sure all of y'all are doing good, which seems like y'all are. Let's continue taking a look at our Mama Justice Doppler radar, where we're still talking about stormy conditions, but we're not talking about anything severe. Most of these are pretty much moving on out of our area. We're talking about that light show off in the distance. It was that complex of storms continuing to move further and further into Alabama. And that's about it. We're not talking about anything severe. We have to zoom in and kind of talk about these. Only around 567 lightning strikes right now. We're up to 2,000 earlier and counting. So quite a decrease in that, but still some heavy conditions out there for you guys out there in Smithville, getting closer towards Detroit, Sulligent, Alabama, southern Itawamba County, even towards Okolona. But that's about it. There's not much to talk about here, which continues to be a fantastic thing. We're hoping to keep that into the overnight period, but still going to be talking about preparing you for a few more showers and storms. And one of the reasons for that is due to this low pressure system that you see right here. That's going to be the focus point of not only this forecast, but throughout most of the Futurecast graphics, as it'll continue to dig further and further south, and it'll start to bring that frontal system with it, which will transition into a cold front, or pretty much just a cool front, bringing in some cooler air to North Mississippi. And that's going to provide the lift that we need to see to allow more thunderstorms to develop, which is what keeps those rain chances just in the forecast throughout the next few days ahead. So let's take a look at Futurecast. And again, models have downright been awful with projecting this. I said this from the very start that it was very, very behind on these line of showers and storms. We're seeing that right now. It's still showing heavy amounts of rainfall further out northwest in our viewing area. We aren't seeing that, so take that with a grain of salt. regardless, we are returning to those drier conditions temporarily as we get ready for the overnight period, but we're getting ready for some more showers and thunderstorms to kind of fire off in the early morning hours. Could wake a few of us up a little bit earlier than we intend to for our weekend and our Sunday morning coming on up, but then we return back towards those false dry conditions before getting ready for some more pop-up afternoon showers and thunderstorms tomorrow. So that's exactly what the next 24 is talking about. 30% coverage by 6 o'clock as we see those lines of showers move on in. Dropping by the mid-morning hours towards the upper 70s, mid-80s by 12, and still not talking about too many rain showers yet until we get into the afternoon where we just can't seem to escape those rain and thunderstorm chances. But hey, that's also July here in Mississippi. Again, only 40% coverage. We can still enjoy sunny skies. Just need those storms to move on through, and 20% coverage by 9 o'clock tomorrow. So let's take a look at your overnight planner. Again, most of those storms are moving on out of our area. 30% by 11 o'clock might be overdoing it, especially with how just behind these models have been. So most of that's already clearing on out. 20% coverage by 2 o'clock. Now, once we get towards 4, 5, 6 o'clock, we're going to see those line of showers continue to form yet again. Could offer a few rumbles of thunder. Now, the severity of them, not too impressed with that. We should still be good to go, but definitely keep those alerts turned on just in case anything decides to try to misbehave early tomorrow morning. Now, not quite believing that, because take a look at Futurecast. Again, zoomed in here on North Mississippi, showing an impressive complex of showers and thunderstorms at 10 o'clock. And just to put this in perspective, it's 10:08. We're seeing that here on our model. And again, this is what it really looks like out there. Nowhere near that. We're still talking about some showers. We can even switch it towards our Memphis radar. That gives us a better visual because, I mean, that is far away, so I'll give it that. Not much improvement. If we are talking about anything heavy or slightly intense, it's actually further out east, closer towards Monroe, Itawamba, Southern Lee, leaving Chickasaw. So models, again, struggling a lot with this line of showers and storms that push on in. It was running very behind, so not too impressed with it at this moment. But we'll continue to break this down for you, and I'll let you know kind of what we're expecting throughout the rest of the overnight period ahead. So still very behind on those showers and storms, but we will return to drier conditions as they are still clearing our area by 1, 2, 3 o'clock. We're still talking about dry until we start off by 4 and 5 o'clock in the morning, which I'm surprised it didn't pause there. I made sure that that happened earlier, but we'll continue to break that down because that went a little bit too quick for my taste, which I have to get this to load for a second. That way I can drag it for you. So let's take a look at that. Again, very behind on those rain chances, over projecting a lot by the 10 o'clock hour. We're not dealing with that one bit. In fact, we're kind of dealing with something like this almost. It has been almost 2 hours behind. So more lingering moisture further out west, some heavier showers further out east, and that's what's occurring right now. Let's say that's around 1 o'clock. So still very, very behind on these rain changes, which means these early morning showers, I mean, they could be projected a little bit too far ahead. So take a look at 3, 4 o'clock. We start to see some of these really start to produce and become very heavy for you guys out there towards Lee County and Tupelo at 4 o'clock. And as we continue throughout the rest of the morning hours, could get woken up to a few rumbles of thunder outside and some heavy, heavy downpours. But hey, Mother Nature helping us be a little bit extra lazy this weekend, not have to go out and water the plants and the garden. 5, 6 o'clock, still seeing some impressive rain bands just continue to float across North Mississippi, bringing some heavy rainfall and maybe a few rumbles of thunder. But again, that intensity, not expecting too much that early throughout the day ahead. Now those low temperatures, again, 2 very different stories. Low 70s the further north, northeast you travel in our viewing area, mid 70s back in the southern portions of the Delta. That's because y'all have received a lot of rainfall and stormy activity today. You guys have not, and y'all felt it with just how sunny and toasty it was. So 2 very different stories depending on where you're waking up, but those below average conditions, they're going to make their way towards all of us as we go about our day. So coming back to Futurecast, we can already see the shadow of that low pressure system looming over North Mississippi, continuing to dig further on south. We're going to see these rain changes continue to move on out. Still pretty heavy for you guys out there in Lamar County by 8 o'clock tomorrow, as most of them continue to travel east across the state line. Still some lingering moisture by 8 o'clock as we get ready for our Sunday morning. Returning back to those drier conditions by lunchtime very briefly. Still some pop-up showers out there in the Delta, which I know you guys will welcome with open arms. And as we continue throughout the rest of the afternoon hours, we're still under that severe weather threat for your Sunday, and we can see exactly why. We're still expecting some heavy showers and thunderstorms in the southern portions of our region where that marginal risk is. I'll show you where that is in just a second, but you can almost kind of guess where it is and draw a line on where we're seeing those thunderstorms and not. So for you guys in the southern portions of our viewing area, haven't quite seen those storms today. They're saved for you tomorrow. So by 3 o'clock, still talking about some showers out there in the Golden Triangle region. They continue to expand, fan on out, especially along Highway 45, around the Highway 82 corridor. That's around 5 o'clock tomorrow for Attala, Winston, Noxubee County, further up north just a little bit, and just still providing chances for all of us here in North Mississippi to receive those storm chances. Further up north, y'all got that today. Further on south, that's for you guys tomorrow. So by 6 o'clock, those rain changes continue to shift further and further east, exiting our region, and hopefully not having to deal with those showers and storms too awfully long as we go about our Sunday. So you guessed it, you can guess exactly where that severe weather risk is for your Sunday. Again, only a level 1 out of 5, so we're not even talking about a level 2 slight risk at this moment. Hopefully we can keep it that way, but still it's going to be that damaging wind risk, which is what's allowing for this level 1 marginal risk to be in place, which is, or means that we're not talking about a tornado risk tomorrow. So that continues to not be a story. We don't have to stress about that. We haven't seen any tornado warnings tonight. We haven't even seen any severe thunderstorm warnings. Continuing into your large hail risk, that continues to not play a factor. It's just the wind. And that's something that we've dealt with all work week long. Anytime we've been tracking out those severe thunderstorm warnings, they're just due to those hefty wind gusts. A few of you guys have supported some of that, the damage reports as well. So unfortunately, that's why we need to be weather aware, still take it seriously. But thankfully, tornadoes, hail continues to not really be in the forecast as we head into our Sunday. Speaking of Sunday, your high temperatures for the afternoon, feeling a lot better. Upper 80s further north you go. Even talk about maybe a few mid 80s, 85 in Red Bay, 86, Iuka and Boonville. Low 90s further southeast, just because it takes a little bit for those rain changes to start kicking in, but you guys will start to get that tomorrow afternoon. And those feels like values. You can definitely tell where that colder air has sat a little bit longer compared to where it's still traveling. 100 in Greenwood, 103 in Belzona, and 102 out there in Greenville, but that's not bad. You guys were under heat advisories earlier today. We're not looking to be under any of those advisories heading into your Sunday and pretty much into the rest of the work week. So let's come back to Futurecast, continue breaking down your Sunday evening. These thunderstorm changes, they're going to continue moving on out of North Mississippi, starting to enter the southern portions of the Delta now as that cold front continues to dig further into our viewing area. So still dealing with those showers and thunderstorms. That continues into the little bit of your overnight period. Again, not really expecting anything intense, but still just lingering moisture, especially as that front continues to sit across North Mississippi. You can see it's also bringing in drier and cooler air. So we're going to enjoy a much drier and cooler start to our Monday morning as we're getting ready for the work week. Going to feel fantastic. And I pulled it off just because it's still lingering here in North Mississippi, but we don't want it covering up any rain chances that you guys can't see here for our viewing area, but still dealing with some showers and thunderstorms starting to move in from the east this time just due to that counterclockwise spin. That's around 12:30 for your Monday. Continuing into your afternoon hours, still heavy showers, just isolated all across our region, kind of going back to the weather pattern we've been in this past work week. So still dealing with these rain changes, just continuing to push further and further in, moving all across North Mississippi, a little heavier out there in the Golden Triangle region and Noxubee County by 6 o'clock, out here towards Union and getting closer towards Pontotoc, leaving Tippah at 6 as well. So still, those rain changes can't quite escape them just yet. But on the bright side, feels pretty nice outside. Those high temperatures dipping further still into the upper 80s for quite a bit more of us. Low 90s out there for the Delta. 90 in Greenwood, Belzona, 91 Greenville for July. I believe that'll be 13th on your Monday because today's 11th, 12th. Yes, so the 13th of July. And we're talking about these temperatures here in North Mississippi. I mean, you can't beat it. And speaking of can't beating it, take a look at those future feels like values. To feel like 96 out there in Greenwood, 95 Cleveland, 98 Greenville. We're not even talking about triple digits. So relief, it's on the way. We've had to go through tonight's storm chances. We have to go through them again tomorrow. But it feels amazing outdoors. And when we're talking about those thunderstorms for your Monday, we're not even under a severe weather risk throughout your start of the work week. Now, of course, we'll update you in case that changes, but got to get through these stormy conditions this weekend, and then we should be a lot better off heading into the work week. Now that 7-day forecast, again, we're talking about those rain changes all throughout the next few days ahead. 40% coverage throughout the next few days before dipping off half to 20% on your Wednesday and enjoying drier skies as we eventually work our way back up towards your average temperatures in the low 90s, mid 90s heading into the next work week. Now, okay, I see Jason's in the comments. I missed your comment last broadcast, you were asking if I was still in college and doing all my classes. I'm done. I graduated in May 14th, on my Gigi's birthday, so it was very special, and I'm done. So very excited to be here hanging out with all of you guys, spending my summer and just however long I can continue serving the people here in North Mississippi. So I've enjoyed it, and especially kind of balancing school, but excited to just kind of put all my effort into you guys. So coming up in 60 seconds, we're going to continue looking at those storms as they leave through North Mississippi. I want to make sure to send you guys to bed feeling good, well rested as we get ready for our Sunday. No reason to stress. Not talking about tornadoes, not talking about hail. I'll remind you guys coming up in 60 seconds in case we have anybody else tuning in, and we'll take a look at those storms coming up in the next minute.
People are like Bulldog Burger Company. Great burgers. Okay, stop right there. Yes, they make the best burger you ever had. Never smashed, but that's not all. Look at this chicken BLT salad. Just look at it. And a chicken sandwich? No. Come in here. Get closer. It's the chicken sandwich. Wait, where are you taking that? Come back. Oh, that's good.
Welcome to the next generation of local news, Mississippi Live. Where you are, when you want it, we're focused on you because local matters. We are Mississippi Live.
Looking for a place to finally call home? At Tupelo Home Center, we make it easy. From finding the perfect home to making financing a breeze, we'll take care of everything. Your new home is closer than you think. Pre-qualify today at tupelohomecenter.com.
Right now, from the Mississippi Live Weather Center, here's meteorologist Caleb Edelblut.
Well, thanks for sticking here with us for Mississippi Live Weather at 10. Jason, thank you for the congratulations. I really appreciate it. Could not be more excited to be hanging out with you guys. But let's take a look at these storms and honestly lack thereof here in North Mississippi. I mean, wherever you are here in our viewing area, go to sleep. There is no reason to stress. We're not talking about tornadoes. We're not talking about hail. Let me just get that out of the way for you guys. We're still technically in our Saturday, so I'll let you see the severe weather risk for today. This is everything that occurred earlier on, so still not quite dealing with that as we continue throughout the rest of our overnight period. But we were talking about that level 2 slight risk for you guys further up north. That's why y'all are experiencing cooler temperatures a little bit earlier. Y'all got the weather technically a little bit more intense, but earlier than the rest of us. And as we also kind of recap today, the tornado risk was not there. The hail risk also, well, actually, they just extended that. So that dug a little bit further into our viewing area. But thankfully, we have not gotten many hail reports, and we would see those start to pop up on our map. So hopefully we don't see any of those heading into tomorrow, but wind has continued to be the biggest concern for our overnight period and kind of throughout the early evening. Now, looking ahead towards tomorrow for your SPC outlook, we're dealing with that level 1 marginal risk. So this time, you guys further up north, y'all have already kind of went through the line of showers and storms that moved on through. It'll be for you guys further on south with those rain chances that we just broke down. Again, not talking about tornadoes, not talking about hail. Oops, excuse me, I clicked the wrong one. We're not talking about tornadoes for your Sunday. There we go. We're not talking about hail for your Sunday, but we are talking about that damaging wind risk. So continue to stay very weather aware, especially into the overnight period, just due to kind of these overlapping past midnight. It's not a hard reset going into your Saturday and Sunday, but based off how models are looking, we should be good to go, especially throughout the next few hours. It just might be an early morning for a few of us by that 5 o'clock time frame, waking up to some of that thunder. So coming back to our radar as we continue to break this down, again, lingering moisture for you guys out there in the Delta. We can go take some live looks out there. We could start off in Clarksdale to see these showers and maybe thunderstorms. We'll see if we can get a few flashes of lightning, but honestly, based off the radar I'm looking at on my phone, doesn't look too impressive. So not really seeing any of that, but take a look at that. 72 degrees, feels like 66. I'm covering it up for you guys out there in Clarksdale. So already getting that much needed relief. There's a flash of lightning. I'm going to be covering them up, but we'll take another look out here towards Cleveland. You guys getting some heavier rainfall, and you can see some of those drops on the camera lens. 75 degrees feels like 75, and take a look at that wind starting to finally come out of the north, bringing in that cooler, that drier air. That will help you feel a lot better heading into the overnight period. And we can go a little bit further east where some of those impressive showers and storms moved on out of our area. Still dealing with them out here in Smithville. 78 degrees, feels like 81, so still slightly warmer, but let that rain continue to kick on in. You'll feel pretty nice. And these were cameras that we could look at and just see constant flashes of lightning. And thankfully that continues to not be the story, and honestly anywhere here in North Mississippi. Caledonia, that was a popular one earlier. Let's come back to that to see if we can still see some of those flashes off in the distance, because this was looking northeast. We're looking towards Soligent where we can still see some of that heavier rainfall. But energetic storms, not really impressive. So we can still see a few flashes of lightning, probably still hear a few rumbles, but the crashing, just loud thunder and bright flashes of lightning, I'd say that's pretty much over tonight. Y'all go to sleep stress-free. The only thing that we're kind of getting ready for is that line of showers and thunderstorms early tomorrow. So again, we're staying back to mostly dry conditions. Those storms have moved on out of our region. And I will say before wrapping this up, just because we always want to make sure you guys are prepared, keep those alerts turned on, because one thing that I am monitoring behind the scenes and what these latest model runs are putting, again, this is not accurate for 1030, but what I want to keep emphasizing is the potential for those showers and thunderstorms kind of heading into tomorrow morning. So again, we could sleep peacefully all throughout the overnight period, maybe heavier showers out here by 4 o'clock in Lee County, and then those will continue to expand heading into the early morning hours, even by 5 to 6 o'clock. Now, I still think, again, this is pre-dawn, so before the sun can even rise. I don't think there's going to be too much energy out there for anything super intense. We could still hear some rumbles of thunder, but keep those alerts turned on. It's always impressive, the Mississippi Live Weather app. I'll get a little buzz, say lightning has been detected. I was like, oh, really? And then I'll hear thunder just a second or two afterwards. So we'll make sure to keep you guys updated. We're monitoring this, but especially with how today just has not been that impressive, not expecting too much as we go about the early morning hours tomorrow. So still want to stay weather aware, and I want to give you guys the very latest as we wrap this up. So thank you guys so much for tuning in to Mississippi Live Weather at 10. Y'all make sure to go to bed, get some rest. Again, not dealing with tornadoes, not dealing with hail, but want to make sure to give you the very latest. Looks like my professor, Jason, that I did have earlier this past year, in the comments, he said, it's so wild how June was one of the wettest on record and July has been super dry so far. Gotta love Mississippi weather. You never know what to expect, especially when I was tracking severe weather with you guys back in January and then had to walk to class the next day in snow. That was a first. And I don't know if I walked to class in snow. I think I slept in because it was really cold outside. But it's okay. We graduated, we learned everything, and we're good to go. So thank you so much for tuning in to Mississippi Live Weather at 10. Again, we're not dealing with the tornado risk. We're not dealing with the hail risk. Go to bed stress-free. Get ready for tomorrow. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. Of course, download the Mississippi Live Weather app. We'll make sure to take care of you guys. Scan the QR code. It'll take you to the App Store, whether you have iPhone or Android. Same app, just different app stores depending on which mobile device you own. We'll make sure to keep you guys updated and ready for whatever weather is ready for us here in North Mississippi. But with that, there are no more scheduled broadcasts throughout the rest of the night. And y'all should be seeing me tomorrow at 6. Hopefully we don't have to do anything early. Thankfully we didn't have to today. Y'all only saw me 3 times. So hopefully we can keep that trend going into your evening tomorrow. So enjoy the rest of y'all's overnight period. Have a superb Sunday coming on up. And thanks for supporting us here at Mississippi Live Weather.
Hi, I'm Mississippi Live Chief Meteorologist Matt Laupon. Reserve your St. Jude Dream Home giveaway ticket by July 31st, and you'll be eligible to win the house and the early bird prize, a $10,000 gift card to Brooks Grocery. Visit dreamhome.org to reserve your ticket for $100 and help St. Jude Children's Research Hospital continue its life-saving work. Then watch Mississippi Live on October 29th to see who wins the house and the other prizes. Reserve your ticket today